Hi, Sweet Bee.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
What a hot week.
I know, it's been such a hot week, but I'm finally getting over my exams, which is really nice.
One more to go.
Oh, yes. And then it's going to be summer. I'm going to
School's
chillax.
out for summer.
I'm going to party in the casa.
As
Sweet
long
Pete
as
is in the casa. Boots, casa.
9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
No later.
And then I would like to go to sleep.
Yeah, you very much like your sleep.
I hit a mark where you just look at me and I look like a zombie.
Yeah.
And I'm just
no,
like,
your eyes
I
go a
am
bit
so
wild.
tired.
No, you don't. You go kind of zombie-like, but hyperactive zombie, if there's such a thing, where your eyes just go slightly wired. And I know we're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, and you've got to shove me into bed.
Hyperdrive as well. I say, come on, bedtime. You say, no, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I'm completely fine.
I need to stay up. I think I'm absolutely fine. I can stay here.
And then you get into bed, and then your head hits the pillow.
Out like a light. And then I wake, and then I tell you in the morning, oh, I slept so well last night. Thank you for getting... And I never learn.
With it being so hot, though, we have done very little in the garden.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Too scorchio.
But
it's a nice excuse, isn't it? Some weeding.
Watering a lot in the morning.
And then run back inside, cool down.
Yeah, shower.
And then we're done for the day in the garden.
Exactly. Then it's chillaxing.
It is a nice excuse, though, just to be able to relax after such a busy year so far.
But amazingly, the plants are doing very well, or at least the ones in the veg garden. I've been doing a bit of feeding and a bit of cutting back, especially pinching out the tomatoes because they got their side shoots, so I'm taking those out now.
Yes.
And even the aubergines are starting to get bigger, which is always surprising because they seem to stay so small for so long.
Yeah, no, it's all looking pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
And in the rest of the garden, well, the pond is thriving.
Oh, that
Don't
is
need to worry about that at all. So many pond plants coming up. We've got all the pickerel.
Yeah, that
up.
Is so pretty.
And then we have all your phacelias. And then lots
what
of different...
did we call it the other morning? We called it Purple Wave.
Your Purple Wave.
And then we started singing Purple Rain.
Purple
Wave. Rain. But with Purple Wave.
Then we marvelled at how awesome Prince was.
Yeah, thought he was just boshing it. Such a dude.
Such a dude.
Amazing singer-songwriter. So it went off in a tangent again.
Yeah, a bit like this conversation.
Exactly.
But something I should mention that has happened to me this last week or so.
Happened to you?
Yeah. So do you remember I used to have that lump on my hand? I had a lump that just one day started growing and growing. Had it for about 15 years in total before I had it cut out.
Yes.
And what it was... Back in the day, back in my slightly more glamorous days, pre-gardening,
come on now.
I used to wear what used to be very fashionable once upon a time, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tiny, skinny silver bracelets to make up sort of a big, broad bangle size thing. But they're all these tiny, thin silver bracelets. Yeah. And one evening I was shoving them all on my hand and they kept sort of catching on the side of my hand. But I kept on pushing the other few hundred on. And it left a lump. And that lump grew over time.
It did.
And I won't go into the gory details, but it burst at one point. I thought that was that. And then it started to come back again. And I didn't really think much of it other than just sort of push it about a bit and let it burst occasionally. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details. I was really bad. I didn't look after it. And then eventually I went to the doctors after a conversation in Boots.
with the woman who had the most shocked face. It was like the emoji shock face.
Yeah, she looked very concerned. She sounded very concerned. She said, have you seen a doctor? I said, nope. She said, you must. Anyway, went to the doctors, eventually had it cut out, and basically there was this big lump of infection in my hand.
I really wanted to kind of keep it.
You wouldn't have, it was nasty. Anyway, that got sewn up, all fine, totally flat. Lovely, very happy with it. The scar is healing beautifully. Yeah. That's nice.
It's a cool scar.
Then I was doing a lot of weeding and I tend to use my left hand and I kind of hook the weed around my index finger and I pull up. And then I started to get a lump on the joint off my index finger.
Yeah, the tip joint.
And I assumed that it was arthritis. Yeah. But it's painless. And then I found I could move it around. And then I thought, this feels rather like something else I used to have. And it's a ganglion cyst.
Wait, let's see.
And it's where you get trauma to a joint and the synovial fluid comes into the joint. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. Oh, crikey. Gosh, it is a bump.
I can squish it around. I can make it flat and it goes flat for a bit and then it comes back.
Oh, that's quite cool, actually.
So this is really a public health warning to all gardeners.
Do not weed with your index finger.
Well, but also look after your hands. I rarely wear gloves unless I'm getting something really thorny because I like to get in amongst the dirt. But do wear gloves. because that now is trauma, and from experience with the last ganglion cyst, that's going to be quite some time, I reckon.
Oh no!
And I'm going to have to pierce it or something.
Oh no!
Anyway.
No. Okay, goriness over, but just protect hands is what we're saying.
Protect hands, wear gloves is the moral of that story.
Okie dokie. Crikes.
So, Sweet Pea, some housekeeping from last week.
Well, nicer note. This is interesting because you asked about the endives, which can grow in zero light, in the complete darkness.
What did you call them? The goth?
The goths of the vegetable world.
Yeah.
They're quite amazing. So I looked into this because obviously I did think to myself, okay, this is quite weird saying it out loud. It sounds very weird. They grow with no light. And this is from the place La Caverne in Paris with the underground vegetable garden.
Yeah.
So I looked up about endives. Now, endives are from a chicory seed. So what you do is you plant your chicory seed, you have it grow, and it will create a root, a fairly thick root, kind of carrot-sized root, and then it will have all this beautiful foliage on top, which is your chicory. So that is for your chicory. Now then, if you wanted to grow endive, what you would do is later in the season, once you've got all that foliage, you go over and chop all of that foliage off, just so that you have the root. Then you dig up the root, and you will store it in a completely cool area with some kind of nutrients so that it can kind of take that up, but it won't sprout anything from the root because it's cool and it's in the dark. So you store it like that. Then you store it in a warmer place after a certain amount of time. Cannot remember the specific times, but you then store it in a warm place with some water and some nutrients and in complete dark, still in complete dark. And then what will happen is you'll start growing a very tight bud, which is your endive. And the reason you grow it in the dark is because otherwise it will bolt pretty much immediately.
Right.
So you want it to be you know how endives are really tight. It's very tight foliage.
I love them.
And they're amazing. They're sweet because it's amazing. That is how you grow an endive.
So is that a bit like forcing rhubarb?
Oh, I've never thought of if it could be. Maybe.
Similar sort of principle.
I suppose that slightly was supposed, possibly. I don't know much about forcing rhubarb, mainly because we don't like rhubarb.
Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for looking that up.
I thought it was quite amazing. It was found out by I think it was a French man who accidentally stored his chicory roots, and then next thing got this little sprout coming out, and it was kind of, it wasn't found out scientifically, so people going, oh, if we do this, might that happen? It was just someone accidentally did this and it happened.
Well, it's a bit like post-it notes, isn't it? The glue that's on the back of post-it notes was actually meant to be a real hardcore glue, and then it was so useless that actually that's how it became useful for a post-it note.
Brilliant.
It sticks but doesn't stick.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So some of the best things, penicillin as well, isn't that found out by accident? Anyway, it's really interesting. Thanks
I thought
for
it was
looking at that, Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
Well, I have one little bit of housekeeping.
Oh, yeah?
Last week I talked about art in action, and I said, it was held in farmers' fields.
The best thing in the world.
I had an email from somebody called Janet, who quite rightly corrected me, because it's not a farmer's field. Of course it isn't. It's Waterperry Gardens, which themselves have the most incredibly beautiful gardens that I used to go and look around with Ollie's mum whilst you and Ollie were doing your felting class.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So that's madness that I forgot about that. Anyway, so Waterperry Gardens. But she also went on to say that although Art in Action has, sadly come to an end, there's something called Handmade Oxford that started running annually at the Waterperry Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same but different. It's a contemporary art festival, and it's got some of the kind of demonstrations that you've got at Art in Action.
I love those.
I don't know if it's got the classes or not. She didn't mention that, but looks really interesting. So if people are in the area and had, like us, knew about Art in Action and were sad to hear it gone, there is this other arts festival.
There will be other people.
Could be interesting, but it's got all sorts of art again, all the glass
brilliant
and
cool
basket weaving.
We will need to visit that.
We'll have to try and get there sometime.
Yeah.
So that's all our housekeeping. I have some gardening news.
Yes.
First of all, some rather sad news.
Oh.
Do you remember Iford Manor in Wiltshire? It was on Gardener's World last year. Oh no, well, it was on one of the winter specials, episode 2 last year. There was the head gardener, Steve Lannon, who talked about tying, roses normally, Monty's always saying, don't have two stems brushing past each other, rubbing.
Yeah,
Steve was actually tying them together to crisscross themselves.
And it made a really pretty sculpture in the winter. So
really cool.
Okay, yes, this is ringing bells.
Well, they hold a jazz festival each year, and overnight, Thursday night last week, some morons went and stole 4 bronze statues that are kept in the gardens.
Oh, come on now.
Bronze statues. So one's called the She-Wolf with Romulus and Remus. And
oh my gosh, that one.
Yeah, these 2 beautiful fawns, big fawns on plinths. And the other was a bust of Antinous. So and all the plinths are just left there, just empty. What was once there is no more.
Come
Isn't that sad?
Who does that?
So the police are onto it, and obviously if anyone's got any information about that, it'd be helpful to let them know at Iford Manor.
I hope they make a documentary about this.
It's quite a short one, isn't it?
Yeah, but can you imagine finding the statues of Iford Manor?
I think it's pronounced Iford, Sweet Pea.
Sorry, Iford Manor.
Okay.
That is how they would say it.
But isn't that sad? There's always someone ruining the fun.
There's always someone. It's why we have to lock our doors.
You sound like such an old woman. Oh, I tell you, that's why we have to lock our doors these days. Right, some other news. Scientists have found compelling evidence of a massive underground water reservoir.
Where? Donde?
Around 400 miles beneath the Earth's surface.
I mean, that's going to be very hard to get to.
And it's believed to hold up to 3 times more water than all the oceans combined.
Oh, that is amazing. How will we get there?
I don't know, sweetie. I guess to start digging, really. But apparently, according to Nature World News, they found that there's a mineral called ringwoodite, which behaves like kind of an ultra-dense sponge.
Oh, yeah.
And under extreme pressure and heat of the Earth's mantle, ringwoodite can trap water. It goes on to say that it's in a state that's neither liquid, solid, nor gas. That bit I really don't understand. I need someone who knows more about a fourth state other than solid, liquid and gas. Don't ask me any questions.
I won't.
Researchers identified this hidden water by studying seismic waves from earthquakes. These waves slowed down when passing through ringwoodite-rich areas, indicating water's presence.
Oh, that is interesting.
Blows your mind, doesn't it?
Because, of course, they travel faster through solid than through kind of liquid or whatever you want to call this thing. Oh, that is very interesting.
The ringwoodite?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Anyway, very, very interesting. So it finishes to say it supports the idea that Earth's water may not have come only from space or surface processes, but could have been circulating deep within the planet for billions of years.
Oh, now that is awesome.
To that article, very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, here's something else that blew my mind.
Oh, yes.
In Hong Kong, they have to import their fresh water. So they import around 70 to 80% of their fresh water from the Dongjiang River in mainland China, which I didn't know. I didn't even think about it.
No,
it's not something on my mind.
No, it's not something I would think about either.
But they've been importing fresh water since 1965, and because fresh water is such a scarcity, they came up with the idea of using salt water for flushing their toilets. Now, don't I bang on about how I cannot believe we use drinking water to flush our loos? Well, 80% of the toilets in Hong Kong use seawater instead of fresh water.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So it goes through a bit of a cleansing process to remove particles, and they put various chemicals through it. But by doing that, they're saving 320 million cubic metres of fresh water per year.
Oh, now that makes you think.
How cool is that? Why didn't we know about that? Also, why aren't we doing it elsewhere?
Exactly. If they're doing it, we should do it.
Yeah.
Seems to be working.
It does. And I wanted to finish on a final piece of interesting news.
Oh, yes.
You know how you get those kind of shoot 'em up video games?
Yeah.
A lot of people into them, just shooting various people everywhere. I
don't
know.
Just killing people. I've never understood them, but yeah.
Well, do you know that one of the world's most popular new titles in the gaming world is all about, can you guess what?
No. Gardening?
Yep.
What?
There's a game called Grow a Garden. It's on the platform Roblox. You know that one?
Oh.
Which we can talk about a bit more in a bit. But it basically involves players slowly developing a little patch of land. So you start with a brown patch of land, and then you have to add to it. So you can buy seeds, you can grow things, you can sell things with the money, you can buy more seeds, you can steal from other people's gardens.
You can steal. Oh my gosh, now that's something.
But it's all done to backdrop of nice relaxing music, and it's a very slow paced game. And you would have thought that wouldn't really appeal to many people, but 16 million people in the last month signed up to it.
Oh yeah.
And many of them being children. And that smashed the record for concurrent players previously set by Fortnite. You know, that real mega...
Boom!
Isn't that funny?
Boom!
But how bizarre. I wonder why the tide has turned like that.
I need to try that one.
Well, I don't know. Grow a Garden. It's still going to have
outside.
The addictive qualities. Well, that's the point. So what I wanted to say about Roblox, I think I've talked to you about this before. There's been a lot of security issues about it.
Hugely.
The platform has various other games on it, so it's not just Grow a Garden.
Yeah.
But they have had huge problems with adults pretending to be children and chatting to the children, because there's a lot of kids who are on this platform.
God.
And Roblox haven't sorted out the security for it.
Why is there always stuff like that?
It's unfortunate, isn't it? But according to Roblox, this game has had about 9 billion visits since it was created in March.
Wow!
And it says 35% of the players up until now have been age 13 or under.
That's amazing.
Then a question was made to Andrew K. Przybylski, a professor of human behaviour and technology at the University of Oxford.
Oh, yeah?
To ask, is this a good thing? Is this going to get kids gardening? And he said it was possible the game could, pardon the pun, plant a seed. That could lead to a passion for plants, but overall he's sceptical. He said it's unlikely that a game like this will encourage real-world gardening any more than Super Mario Wonder encourages plumbing.
Okay, that's a very, very good point.
Interesting, though, that there are a number of kids who are going from shooting to growing seeds online. It's still online, but you know, it's a step in the right direction.
It's progress, exactly.
So that's my gardening news.
Brillipads.
Now, plant fun facts, VP.
Well, this week I'm not doing plant fun facts, but I am doing...
Shaking it up a little.
Quotes from philosophers, celebrities about plants, which I thought really kind of... I understood them and I took them on board, and I thought they were quite good quotes.
Right.
So, the first one is from Sigmund Freud, the Austrian psychiatrist. And he said that flowers are restful to look at. They have neither conflict or emotions. Aww. And I thought this was hit the nail on the head, because flowers are... There's something when you garden where you don't think anyone's judging you. You're just pottering around. You're doing what you need to do. The plants say, yes, please. They can say, oh, would you mind just helping me here a bit? I'm slightly dying or whatever.
Just slightly dying.
Hello, please. And I just thought it was such a perfect quote talking about flowers, and you look at them and you do just smile, and it's just like happiness.
They do make you smile, but I am experiencing a lot of conflict when I'm gardening.
What?
Because I'm always worried about doing things right.
Well,
and putting things in the right place.
Yeah.
And cutting things back at the right time.
I get that.
Permanent turmoil for me in that garden.
I do get that, and I think this is something that one could talk for hours about, because I think very strongly about how gardening should purely... It's there for enjoying. You're doing it as a hobby or as a job or as a proper profession. Any which way, one has to enjoy it. Otherwise, it becomes awful. It becomes this kind of, as you said, turmoil of what do I do?
Angst.
When one... And we've heard so many people say, just chuck the rule book out the window, because you can learn to understand your plants.
Exactly.
Your plants will be very different. Even if it's the same variety, it'll be different from your neighbour, because there's different terrain, different everything. So,
which makes you think, when wine connoisseurs are able to identify where a wine is from, they can even say which field, what would it call a vineyard, yes, which vineyard it is, but even which kind of field within that vineyard it is, depending on whether it was, if you're in a there's a valley and you've got some of your vineyard up one side and some up the other, they can tell because the amount of sun those grapes got versus the other grapes got. God. So like you say, amazing. You can have the same variety of something, but it'll be different to your neighbour.
I think so. So I think one has to remember that with gardening.
What you're saying is chill out, Mutter.
Chill out, Mutz.
Mm-hmm. Listen to Sigmund Freud.
Exactly.
Who else said something astounding about
I've got 3. So the second one is from Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Don't know him.
An American.
Just some American dude.
So not just some American dude. He's a philosopher, a writer and a poet.
Okay.
So,
apologies.
And his words are beautiful. You know how we always talk about how a weed isn't a weed if it's in the place that you want it or that kind of stuff. Well, he says, what is a weed? A plant whose virtues have not yet been discovered.
Oh, that is sweet.
I thought that is perfect. That is because weed is such a kind of name.
It's very dismissive, isn't it?
So dismissive. It's
we
still
can
a
apply
plant.
that to humans.
Yeah. What?
What's your third one?
My third one is The One. And this is from Dame Judi Dench. She says, my life is just trees.
Yeah.
Trees and champagne. And I thought this will
Dame Judy.
ring a bell for many.
Yeah.
But I do also want to say that she has a documentary out for My Passion for Trees. And
a lovely documentary.
A gorgeous documentary. Yeah. She has this 6-acre secret woodland of all these trees. And she really looks into the life of the trees, how they feel, communicate and fight between them or against any kind of pathogens coming to attack them.
And didn't she plant a tree? It was either planted a tree for anyone close to her who passed away or just anyone close to her.
It was anyone who passed away, starting with her husband.
Oh,
which it's a really sad story, but at the same time, I think it's so beautiful to have all those trees because you can kind of wake up and go, good morning.
Yeah. That documentary is a lovely watch, actually, especially I think Gardener's World audiences would appreciate it.
Yes.
It's quite sort of slow-paced and mellow, and Dame Judy's just wonderful, as always.
She's just amazing.
Lovely facts. Thank you, Sweet Pea.
What is your animal fun fact?
Well, beavers in the Czech Republic,
with a big B,
have saved the Czech government over €1 million.
How on earth have they done that?
Well, so what happened was there were officials in the region of the Czech Republic called the Bushey region.
Okay.
There are no vowels in that. That's why I say Bushey.
Bushey.
And they were at an impasse. They had basically got all the funding, millions of euros of funding, for creating a dam to address various water issues that they had.
Oh, yeah.
But the project had stalled after 7 years of trying to figure out how they were going to do it and getting the right planning for it and all the necessary building permits.
Yeah.
So this was just a project going absolutely nowhere, but with all this money invested in it.
Crikey, yeah.
And then one day everyone woke up to find that the job had been completed by 8 beavers.
No.
For free.
Okay, that is ultra cool.
It's a very interesting and funny article. I'll put a link to it on our website. But there's somebody called Gerhard Schwab who is a beaver manager.
Oh, yeah. That would be a fun job.
Yeah. Could you ever imagine a job like that?
Oh, so much fun.
He's beaver manager for the southern part of Bavaria. And he said that he's not surprised at all to hear that this has happened, but he's quite sceptical about the fact that it was overnight. What he suspects was they were working on it for a few weeks, the beavers.
Yeah.
But it was only once the job was completed that people noticed that it had been done.
Oh.
But it's just absolutely wonderful. All this money, all these humans sitting around scratching their chins, wondering what to do, having lots of meetings, pushing paper, all that kind of thing. And then 8 beavers said, right, rolled up their sleeves.
Yeah, their sleeves.
And they sorted the dam.
I really love that. I've always loved a beaver.
Okay, Sweet Pea, we have another episode of Gardener's World to have a look at.
We have with Francis this time.
We are with Francis, Adam, Carol. A lovely crowd. So shall we have a look at this one?
Absolutely.
This is Gardener's World 2025, episode 14 recap.
Off we go.
Francis and the gorgeous Rue.
Yep.
They're at Damson Farm. This is Alison and Twiggy Jenkins's place.
Oh, wasn't Twiggy sweet?
Very sweet. They were
slightly old.
Twiggy and Rue were chalk and cheese, weren't they?
They were. Completely.
Yeah. And this is a 2-acre small holding and edible garden of Alison's.
Yeah.
Also, it's only 50 minutes drive down the road from, Derry, from Special Plants Nursery.
Oh, yes.
Who's on Chit Chats.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's good.
Episode 23.
episode 23.
Right, there's quite a different feel to this episode, isn't there?
There is. It's very different to Longmeadow, which I really liked. It felt more wild. It felt
different
more
pace.
Informal. It felt. I loved it. It felt very much kind of homely.
Oh, good. Yeah, I thought it was very dreamy. I felt like I was in a dreamlike state watching it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see the comments online. It was pretty split between some saying, what is this? Let's get back to Longmeadow right away. I demand.
I don't want
and other people
Longmeadow.
saying, I love this. This is so nice. What a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you can't please all the people all of the time.
No, you can't. But we enjoyed this.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Really loved it.
And Frances was in this kind of area with the kind of little collection of water in this little drill. She came down into a little kind of fountain area. And there was Iris pseudochorus, Hacanacloas, Sanguisorba, Veronicastrum and Euphorbias, all in this kind of big swathy bed behind it. So it was slightly shady, but it was kind of...
Lots of different textures, weren't there? And Sanguisorba is Frances's favourite plant.
Yes, it is. And I completely and utterly agree. I love Sanguisorba.
Yeah, I'm fond of it.
I really want to get some.
And she talked to Alison about the type of gardening that she was doing. It's sort of an experimental type of gardening, and she's inclined to just see what happens. And I love that ethos.
Oh, completely. But this goes back to what I said at the beginning. It's just enjoy the gardening.
So they were putting some edibles into some planters. Did you get those?
Alison had a lot of big planters with lots of different edibles. The one that they were planting up, they had agretti that they were putting in. This is actually in the same family as spinach and beets. So this slightly kind of pointy leaf thing. I've never seen it before. I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
I wonder what it tastes like.
I've never seen it or heard of it.
No, never before. So that's a new one. Also, they had a cinnamon basil. So lovely dark leaf.
Purpley leaves, weren't they beautiful?
Yeah, they had a lot of repetition of dark kind of leaves. So there was also bull's blood beetroot. They had 5 different lettuces that were putting in. Also one which is called elf's ears, which is a very cool name. They liked the name. And blue peppy nasturtium. This is awesome. It has red flowers and then blue kind of glaucous-y coloured leaves. And I thought that is so amazing.
I love nasturtiums. I know Frances said how much she loves them, but I truly do. They've just been one of the greatest hits we've had in the veg garden.
They have.
And they come quite late, or they continue quite late. So when a lot has gone at the end of the season, got these gorgeous big leaves, and we make our pestos with it. It's so delicious.
You do make it an exceptionally good
it's
pesto
yummy,
with it.
Isn't it?
And I mean the leaves, I know a friend had in her parents' vegetable garden, she had the most enormous nasturtiums, and the leaves were about the size of my hand, bigger. I have fairly
You've got quite big hands too, Sweet Pea.
If that's but they were amazing. I just remember looking at them and going, I could serve a meal on that.
Yeah,
it would be like a little plate.
They're
edible
beautiful,
plate.
aren't they?
They're
and
gorgeous.
as Frances says, every part of it is edible.
Yeah, that is also cool.
And then she goes off for a wander before introducing Carol, who's in her garden.
Yes, and so this is now the episode of early summer flowering plants to add into your garden, to add another bit of impact. Poof.
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 She's in Alice's garden, which is one of her daughters. Do you remember how she does these different gardens? I love that idea.
Will you do that for me?
Well, I was going to say, should I do a sweet
garden.
pea garden when you leave home?
Yes, that would be loved.
What would be in the sweet pea garden, apart from sweet peas?
I thought that would be a no-brainer. I need to write you a list of all my plants.
Basically all the plants are in the rest of the garden.
Basically, with 1 or 2 extras, especially Sanguisorba.
We could do a sweet pea garden.
I think you should.
Oh, sad to think of you not being there.
Oh.
Anyway.
Don't be sad. Do not cry. We can't cry. But yeah, Alice's garden, full of lots of pinky colours. Pinky
Very
tones.
dreamy, wasn't it?
Very dreamy. So there was the Gilenia trifoliata. I don't know if it's Gilenia or Gilenia. Lots of people say it differently. Then there was also Pimpinella major rosea. Oh, now did that hit a tone with me?
Did it?
It did.
So that's going in the sweet pea garden.
That is so going in the sweet pea garden. I loved it. I do like an umbellifer.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I like the white ones. The kind of acid yellow ones are quite cool.
Yeah.
But the pink, kind of dusky pink,
Beautiful.
is really something.
They're such a nice little table, aren't they, for all the insects? We have so many insects, not just bees, but all sorts of beetles and everything.
Yeah.
Hoverflies love them.
Flies
and they just
especially
sit on top of the table.
It's a perfect table. It's amazing. And another one that is loved by bees and flies are astrantias as well. She had Astrantia roma, and it's perfect. Like scabious, it's a little pin cushion.
A sterile hybrid, she said, so it can't set seed.
Which I'd never heard of before. I didn't know you could get sterile plants.
I did.
You did?
And I was thinking, well, what's the point in that? Because you want the seeds. But actually, something that she mentioned that I hadn't thought of was because it's sterile, it doesn't set seed, and therefore there's no need for it to get over the flowering stage to quickly set seed, so you get more flowering time.
More flowers, and it kind of consistently.
Yeah.
So that's perfect.
Yeah. Then she had her large planter, and she had planted that up in late spring with the erigeron, catmint and scabious. And she just says about taking off the dead petals from the scabious, and that leaves behind these beautiful seed heads, doesn't it?
I love the scabious seed heads. Sometimes I use them in flower bouquets because I think just the seed head is very
pretty
with the little bracts going into it. It's just perfect. It's just amazing. And she was going to then add in a few different containers some Regersia's bronze peacock, which I haven't seen. I think I've seen a Regersia before actually, but not specifically the bronze peacock.
No.
Which was very pretty. The foliage as well as
wasn't it?
Little kind of dark pink flower.
And then she had them in pots that she was then moving around, but she made basically it sounds far too high maintenance for me, so you've got to water, feed, move them about, all that kind of stuff. Keep a good eye on them.
I know, it does. But at the same time, wouldn't it be fun to have a pot you could just slot in somewhere and go, there's a space?
It would be if I had the time.
Yeah.
But I don't. So anything high maintenance is getting the boot from our garden.
It is getting the boot. Either by us or, unfortunately, just due to weather.
And then she talks about that gorgeous new breed of clematis, the Bridgewater.
Bridgewater, that was
just
so
flowers
pretty.
Forever, it seems.
And the little pinky tone it had to it. Oh, that was gorgeous.
And that sounded low maintenance. She just said cut it. She said cut it back on Valentine's Day or any time.
Yeah, then. If you're feeling angry for some unknown reason around Valentine's Day, just go scratch.
So you cut it back to a few inches, and that's all you need to do to it. But I love the idea of this thing with all its stars coming out for, what did she say, June to September?
It is amazing. We love our clematis.
We do, yeah.
Going up the veggie garden.
And then we had that Digitalis Lucas White, that new foxglove.
Yeah, also another sterile hybrid. So that one can keep on flowering.
Yeah,
lots and lots and
interesting.
Lots. And she was also putting in an Alchemilla mollis, which she said was one of the first plants that she wanted in her garden, but that she found it very hard to find. And thinking about it, it's one of the first plants that we put in ours.
Is it?
It's very small, the one that we have. It's not quite as big and bushy as the one that she had. But I love them. They're in this kind of shady area.
Oh, right. Oh, the shady bit. Yes. Okay. So, we've got a few of those, haven't we?
We have.
Kind of catches the water droplets, doesn't it, in its leaves?
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It has kind of little serrated leaves. Yeah. They don't hurt whatsoever. And each...
Yeah, Hobbs. Yeah. Carry on. I'm interested. She's not, but I am.
And each point catches a water droplet.
Yeah.
And I thought that's just so magical.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And finally, Carol walked past the most amazing wedding cake tree.
Beautiful.
Cornice.
Absolutely stunning.
With, I mean, it's stunning on its own, obviously, but then with a Paul's Himalayan musk rose growing up it.
Yeah, beautiful, delicate pink rose. Oh my God.
That was amazing. Really pretty, the white with the kind of dusty pinky rose.
Yeah, beautiful combination.
I thought that was perfecto.
How old do you think Carol is?
Oh no, don't do that to me. That's the worst question. I think she is about 63.
Really?
Yes.
She's 80 this year.
What?
She will be so chuffed.
No, I wasn't on.
Not that she listens to this.
No, but honestly, I wasn't even trying to go low. I thought, let's just go for this, sweet pea.
Wow, and you're really good with age.
I'm the
useless one.
You are useless, and you've offended
no idea
a
how
lot
old
of people.
anyone is.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, 80 this year. Amazing. Well, she was interviewed in Gardens Illustrated not so long ago, and she made the comment that she really hates garden makeover programs.
Oh, really?
She said it's because they got nothing to do with gardening. She said how gardening is a process, not a product, and how she was asked to do a makeover program and she declined and said it in no uncertain terms. So she's not entirely sure if she was that polite about it. But she said the whole idea that you can sort of wave a magic wand and create a garden is beyond her.
It's
interesting. It was quite upsetting because if we ever wanted to have her on Chit Chats to talk about her dream garden, where you are literally waving a magic wand and creating your dream garden.
Oh, but you could have fun talking about the process of making it and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I like how you're a good saleswoman. That's it. That's how you sell it to Carol Klein. That's how we will get her on Chit Chats.
We're trying to get her on Chit Chats. Please come on Chit Chats.
Her book, Autobiography, remember she has that out. It's doing well. It's had 131 reviews on Amazon UK.
Ooh.
And a 4.7 rating. So pretty good.
That is brilliant.
There's a gorgeous little exchange with Rue and Francis and then Twiggy as they all go through that lovely rusty gate into the veg garden.
That's like Hobbs. You're trying to get her to go through the gate and she's just like, but I might stay on this side. Oh no, but now you've gone through. I want to come with you.
Now you've shut it. I want to come through.
And it's just like, oh, please. You could save me so many seconds of my life.
And there's a beautiful drone shot showing how organised their veg garden is. I loved all the drone shots on this episode.
Yeah, they were pretty, weren't they?
Francis talks about how every garden has a crop that doesn't fare so well. Theirs is the
kohlrabi, which is a kind of turnip cabbage. And that didn't go very well.
Ours is the peppers.
The peppers, yes, which got completely destroyed by slugs. I put them out, next day, vroom, nothing there.
Speedy slugs.
They came in like turbo, just went num 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 num.
And Francis explains about succession planting.
Yeah,
so you're constantly sowing seeds through spring and summer, so you have them still coming time and time again. And did you get the 3 sort of groups that she explains? So she says all your long crops, those are tomatoes, chilies, aubergines, cucumbers, they need to be sown early in the season.
Yeah.
And then your brassicas need a long time but are also hardy, so can be sown for a longer period.
Yeah,
through the winter
that
months.
Is great.
And then your corianders, your radishes, your lettuces, those sorts of things can be sown all the way through the year.
But also in this bed she had to do a lot of weeding because there were lots of little kind of extra plants that she liked a lot. There was wild rocket, coriander, ochre, calendulas, all in there. But then there were lots of little weeds like the fat hen plant. That comes up a lot with us. I didn't realise it was called the fat hen plant.
No, I didn't either.
But she was taking out a few things. And then she was sowing some seeds of sorrel, violas and fennel, scattered them in there, and then put in some little kind of plug plants of chard.
Yeah.
Which always do very well.
And then she went off for another slow-mo wander. This time through a beautiful meadow. She said how it's on clay soil.
Yeah.
And Alison has sown lots of yellow rattle to reduce the grass.
And it's 12 years old.
Yeah.
And they had things such as vetches, oxeye daisies, plantains, sorrel, clover, and then different orchids like the common spotted one and the pyramidal one.
They were pretty, weren't they?
They were really pretty.
Orchids make a real difference to sort of meadowy.
They do,
place.
Don't they?
We get some orchids coming up, and I wanted to take a leaf from Mary Benger's book from Barrow Farm Gardens, where whenever she sees one anywhere that's in the wrong place, immediately, no matter what time of year, digs it up and sticks it in her wildflower meadow.
Exactly, which we thought, great idea, going to do that. And then what happened?
I don't know what happened.
We just couldn't be bothered
to
go and get
what happens.
every single orchid in the lawn and pick it up and put it in the wildflower area.
I suppose it was couldn't be bothered because the actual process of digging it up and putting it somewhere else isn't easy, but it's then you've got to fill that hole. Yeah. Otherwise, on a hill, that is life-threatening.
That is, I mean, you could make little steps, like little holes you can put your feet in.
Let me tell you what else is life-threatening on a hill, is having a dog. Because she's going to be the death of me.
I know, she's going to be the death of me.
Pooing around that hill, that is what I can accidentally slip in.
No.
And will take me speeding down the side of the hill. So think about that, Hobbs. All right?
I shouldn't laugh.
Then we're off to watch Alison do some slow-mo scything.
Yeah.
I won't ever be doing that.
No, exactly. I watched her and I went, in your dreams.
In your dreams.
In your dreams.
Not happening. We can move on from that.
Yes.
And then they're using, Francis is using the nettles for the compost.
To make a nettle fertilizer, but a really, really, really strong one, where she just literally mushed it all up with some sugar and then shoved it in a jar, compacted it down, added sugar to the top so that there was no air getting to it so it could ferment, put a cloth on top because otherwise there's a lot of gas and like me, you'll have the lid explode in your face. And then you leave that for a long time, and then the liquid you can then use you need to dilute it like crazy, 1 in 500 or 1 in 1,000 for very kind of plants. I call them the kind of, what do I call them? I had a name for them the other day.
Wimpy
plants.
Is that what
I don't know, but I had a way. That will do.
Yeah.
But for the wimpy plants. And then finally she was showing us another border. There were a lot of beautiful borders in this garden.
There was a lot going on, and although we had the drone shots, I couldn't quite figure out what was where.
Oh, I had no idea. I think it's like Monty Don's garden. You need him to create a map.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then that way you can just figure things out. But yeah, in this border there were things such as sweet williams, woad, viper's bugloss, fennel and poppies. And Frances then went to the greenhouse to sow some woad, which is Isatis tinctoria, which means it's a dye plant.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the plant that we got given. It's the plant that we got given by our neighbour when we first...
That just goes absolutely mad and takes over, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, really annoying. Staking it is so difficult.
On a hill.
On a hill, especially. But I feel like it would do that everywhere. It just kind of sprawls. Takes over everything. You need at least like a metre around it.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise it destroys your plants.
But you get a blue dye from it.
You do, apparently, which I haven't tried yet.
Should we try that this summer? Because we can chop it all back. We don't need it.
That is the thing. I feel like we were so annoyed by this plant destroying all our other plants. We kind of hacked it back, and I'm not sure if it's come back.
No, I've seen it. We've
You have?
definitely got a clump.
Oh.
So we should go chop it, because it just is massive.
It is massive.
So chop it, and let's try dyeing some stuff blue.
Ho, ho, ho.
That would be fun. I like the idea of blue dye.
I do love doing a bit of tie-dye.
Then we go to Susie or Suzette Fuller in Bushey, Watford.
In her Trevor Trove garden.
Her Trevor Troge.
In her did I just say Trevor? Sorry, Treasure Trove garden.
Yep. And she's lived there for 58 years. She said it was so boring when they moved in. Yeah. Every weekend all they seem to be doing is mowing the lawn. Can relate to that.
Yeah. As much as it can be satisfying, I understand that it's a bit of a pain.
And she said, I said to Vic, the first thing we're doing is the garden.
And he was not happy about that.
She talks about all the different rooms. 10 different rooms she mentions.
10 different rooms. There was the crystal room, the blue and white china room, the birdcage room, the chimney pot corner. I mean, there was all sorts.
Yeah, restful corner.
Restful corner, sorry, forgot that one. And of course, antiques jammed in everywhere.
It was quite extraordinary, wasn't it? It was kind of like a... What are those yards called? Reclamation yards. It was kind of a bit like that, where you go
but
and...
far more beautiful.
Or, in France, in fact, you know what it reminds me of? You remember Jaap Schuring, who was on one of our chit-chats?
Yes.
He was in the Netherlands, and he said how he and his wife go over to France to these sort of markets, which is where people bring out stuff that they've got in their attic and basement and sell them, and it can be anything from, I don't know, umbrella stands to sets of wine glasses to whatever,
to old marbles,
old marbles, possibly
anything.
But it kind of reminded me of that, it's all outdoors and all these different stalls with your different knickknacks.
Completely. And you've got different stands, so had different kind of rooms. But I think this was far more beautiful. I especially loved the crystal room.
Interesting, wasn't it?
The twinkling of the chandeliers and the different kind of crystal ornaments, I thought really reflected the light nicely on any plants around it. And I thought that was just quite mesmerising.
I thought it was great. I mean, it's... this is the beauty of gardening and having your own garden. If you're lucky enough to have your own space,
exactly,
you can do what you want with it, and whatever floats your boat, whatever cheers you up, then go with it. And she's having so much fun, isn't she?
So much fun, and at the same time, the plants are loving it. I mean, did you see the kind of lushness of her garden?
Yeah, look, it was in great condition.
It was just she had hibiscus, wisteria, petunias in bird cages. That was very cool. I liked that.
And I liked how she said she keeps the birdcage doors open so that you're free to fly. And she talked about being a free spirit.
That in the restful corner as well, she had lots of aces and ferns, or lots of kind of chill plants.
Yeah.
And some begonias and heucheras, which apparently don't buy one, buy 10.
No, quite right.
Which was her quote, and I think is the best quote ever. Don't buy one, buy 10.
Yeah, very important.
And another thing that she does that I think I would do if I had it right outside the house is hoover. And I loved how she hoovers more outside than she does inside.
Hilarious. Why not?
I mean, utterly brilliant idea.
Yeah, I just thought that was so funny. But you know, there's this whole thing about garden rooms and, you know, with interior design about having those bifolding doors to bring the outside in and the inside out and make it flow from the house into the garden.
Yeah.
And she's taking that just one step further. If you're vacuuming the house, you might as well take it out the back and take your Henry Hoover out and vacuum the garden.
We would have to have many extension leads to get all the way down the hill, but we could.
I loved it. I just love eccentric things like that.
And one last top takeaway that she had a lot of top takeaways.
Yeah, but don't start vacuuming the garden, sweet pea. All right.
Just gonna hear.
No, it's not. Vacuum your bedroom. That would be great. If you could
that I
vacuum
can't do.
Your bedroom.
That is impossible. Mm-hmm. But her top takeaway, the final one, was the lavatera tree, which is also called a mallow tree. Mm-hmm. Really beautiful hibiscus / mallow-like flowers.
Yeah.
Really easy to take from cutting. Snip it off, put it in some moist compost. Boom. New plant.
And then at the end she says, don't move me to a flat when I'm too old. I have to have a garden. And I just thought, gosh, I can feel that.
Yeah, I completely get that. It's a very sad
thought when you've had your little garden to vacuum. Suzette's garden, it's just 4 metres by 80 metres, so very, very long and thin.
Woo!
Isn't that amazing? I didn't really get a feel for the size of it.
No.
I thought it was less elongated.
Meters. Wow.
But it can be visited through the NGS.
Oh, yeah.
It's 42 Falconer Road in Watford, and you can, by arrangement, visit between May and August.
Brilliant.
Back at Alison's place, and she's showing Frances how to use willow sticks to make supports.
Yep, you can use hazel or willow.
Sure can. And Frances is propping up a dahlia.
Yes.
And then we look at lots of pretty plants. Did you catch any?
We did. We went into the dry garden area, which was gorgeous. Had sages, digitalis, parviflora, milk chocolate. Never seen that one before. Wowzers.
No, nor have I. It looks rather like an echium, I thought.
It does. It kind of looked dead, but alive at the same time. No, but
I know you. I do
I mean?
entirely. I know exactly what you mean.
It looked like
dead but alive.
I think that's what made it so cool. And then she was planting in Euphorbia seguiariana.
Nice.
Seguiariana.
Well done.
That's quite a mouthful.
And even though they're all drought-tolerant plants,
water it in.
They still need to be watered in.
Exactly.
And just to give you a bit more background on Alison and her place.
Yes, do tell.
So Alison has a background in art. She studied part-time doing an MA in History of Art at Goldsmiths in London.
Ooh.
That was back in her 20s, but she knew she needed to be outdoors. She got an allotment, spent a lot of time there before then getting an RHS horticultural certificate. And a diploma in garden design, actually.
Oh, wow.
With the English Gardening School. And she set up her own design practice in London.
Oh.
And then it was in 2002 that she moved to Somerset. And she has gone on, she's got lots of qualifications. She's gone on to complete a permaculture design course. And she's now experimenting with how to manage that small holding with kind of that regenerative approach.
Yeah.
And all the food that she grows there, she provides to friends and family. So
that's
no
lovely.
Talk of her selling it anywhere. So just handing it out to
them.
That's
lovely. I like that.
But she does hold workshops at the farm. So you can do a day's workshop. It's around £140 for most of the workshops, £140 to £160. Okay. Various things. So there's a cuttings garden workshop. She has art workshops.
Okay.
Workshops on garden photography, drying flowers, that sort of thing.
Crikey.
There's also one on natural farming with... Do you remember Joshua Sparks? He was on Gardener's World 2024 episode 23. Frances visited him in Devon and she described him as a horticultural maverick.
Oh!
Do you remember him?
That
He used to be in
dude.
the RAF, I think, one of the forces. I think it was the RAF.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway, so
Oh, I
you can
remember
go
him,
for
yes.
talks with him at Alison's place as well.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, by contrast from that drought-tolerant garden that we were looking at Alison's.
Yeah, I liked that transition.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in how they transition from one thing to
Yeah.
another. And Monty, sometimes he might be talking about brassicas and then he'll go, this is a brassica expert.
Yes, they can have some quite spurious links, but also some quite cunning ones.
And I liked this. Drought tolerant to
Wetter than wet.
wetter than wet, flooded.
Sometimes of the year, not always.
Mainly
and
winter.
That's the difficulty, is that you can't just call it a wet garden.
No.
It's not just for wet plants. They have to be plants that survive normal
Yeah.
climate a large part of the year, and then wetness.
Oh, crikey. Yeah.
And this is with the lovely Adam
Adam goes over.
to see Wendy Bundy's 2-acre garden on the bank of the River Derwent.
Yes, right next to floodplains.
North Yorkshire. I think on the floodplains, isn't it?
On the floodplains, though. Seemed like it, yeah.
She moved there in 2006 with her late husband, Chris.
Yep.
And in the 20 years that they've been there, they've had only one winter when it didn't flood.
And when it floods, it floods. I mean, it was going all the way up the lawn.
Really goes for it.
Every
Yeah.
border, a good, like, easily half a metre more than that under.
Yeah, quite something.
It was.
I liked when Wendy said about roses. She said, you darn well can plant roses where it floods.
Yeah.
And we've heard that before.
Have
I don't know if you remember this. It's
Oh.
quite a while back.
When
Right
was
at the beginning
this?
of last year, Gardeners World 24 episode 1, there was a Your Gardens, someone called Frances de Rosier in Cambridgeshire.
Oh,
She had her house on stilts.
yes, I remember her.
And she was growing roses.
She
Because
was.
her whole garden would get
Yeah.
flooded, hence the house was on stilts.
Yeah, and she had to completely kind of recreate it and
Yeah.
make it kind of resilient to this awful weather.
Yeah. Well, she had her garden thriving as well, but
Oh, okay,
roses was
yes.
a big thing.
Of course.
But Wendy's pulling out that Himalayan balsam.
Yes, which apparently gets chucked in every flood and
Yeah.
is growing everywhere. But I rather like it.
Shh, don't say that. This is a very, very invasive plant.
But
So it's like saying you like Japanese knotweed.
oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing the comparison with Japanese. Not.
It's really bad news. It's around a lot of British waterways. There's a river. I went to visit a friend. We had a picnic on a river.
Oh, yeah.
He lives in sort of West Oxfordshire direction. And there's a beautiful little river that I think it's called the Windrush. And we walked down to this river and you had to, the Himalayan balsam was so huge, you had to sort of part it to walk through it. But it completely, that was fine, and it looked pretty. It was fine on the banks, but it was filling the river, and it was really restricting the riverways, so not ideal at all.
Yeah, okay,
You
I get
do
that.
just have to pull up. Your grandparents had it actually in Cornwall, and your grandmother, who is fastidious about these things, she never does a single job by halves.
She's amazing.
She is incredible. If she's going to put her mind to something, she does it 100% to the best of her ability and, frankly, anybody's ability.
Yeah, she is mental.
The Swissness in her.
That is the Swissness.
But they arrived and they found they had Himalayan balsam.
Yeah.
And she got rid of it.
Very
completely.
quickly.
Yeah, all gone. But anyway, back to Wendy's garden. So she talks about how she uses a lot of common plants.
She does use a lot of common plants. So Adam walked across the borders, had a look what was going in there. So very tough, hard-working plants. He had kind of in the background with the trees, the kind of plum cherries, the hazels, the salix. Then there were some shrubs like cornus, dogwoods, spiraea, berberis as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the borders, some kind of more perennials, acamilla, mollis again, geraniums, lysomachia. That's quite a nice plant, nice and tall. And then quick bit here and there, some annuals like poppies and marigolds.
And lupins, lots of lupins.
Like thriving lupins.
Thriving, which, I mean, that's completely the opposite environment to what we have. So lupins, unfortunately, they look good when they first go in, then they're not going to survive with us.
No, because...
Which is sad, because I love them.
Yeah, it was too droughtness.
Too droughty.
Too droughty with us. Can't find my words.
Wendy had a huge pond.
She did. And I loved this. Adam was like, well, that gets refilled every year.
Yeah.
Sure does. And then the whole thing with the silt, of course, coming in.
Oh, my goodness me.
Which is great for plants, and it's something that everybody wants. the hostas get that each year.
Yeah.
No wonder they looked so green and lush and amazing.
Yeah, all looked to be thriving.
Yeah.
She had fruit trees which wouldn't thrive in that environment.
Had to be planted on a mound so as to have some form of kind of up in the sunness for the plants.
And then just the pièce de la résistance is Wendy's North Yorkshire apricots.
This was very cool.
How
Adam
fantastic.
thought it was hilarious.
He did. She was very proud.
I would be proud.
Oh my goodness me, I'd be happy with that.
I would be so proud if in North Yorkshire I was growing apricots.
Yeah, very impressive. And then she has a veg garden.
She does, with asparagus.
Thriving asparagus.
And I love this. Raised bed on raised bed.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Amazing. She's very no-nonsense, Wendy.
Yeah.
And they knew what they needed to do. They went ahead and did it.
It was very awesome.
And then at the end, Adam basically says, if you had your time again, would you do it?
Yeah.
Oof. And she pondered on that. And then she said, yeah, if she had the health and strength of 20 years ago, then she would do it all again.
I get that.
That's lovely to hear.
Imagine if you'd asked us, would you create your garden again, all over again?
With that,
you go back in time and do it all again.
Yeah, because we've asked ourselves if we would do that again. We've imagined if something destroyed it, we'd have to redo it. No, I wouldn't. I'd move.
No,
I'm not going through that again.
There was a lot of blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah, and possibly knee replacement needed.
Doubles.
And
double knee.
Right hip replacement needed at some point in the near future.
Could become a cyborg.
Well, Wendy's place is visitable.
Oh, yay.
It's Bridge House in York, and it opens through the NGS, of course, from the 22nd of May to 22nd of July by arrangement.
Coolio.
And then also Wendy will provide talks about flooding and managing your garden in flooded conditions.
She's going to be a pro on that.
Yeah, I imagine that would be very interesting.
I'd go listen to that.
There was an interesting interview with her online. I'll again put links into our website. She explains how when her husband and she moved there in 2006, they had previously only lived just down the road.
Oh yeah.
So they knew very well about the flooding situation here. So this wasn't new news to them when they turned up.
Oh,
so they knew all about it, and they had basically they wanted to they loved the village that they're in, Elvington, and all their friends are there. So they've obviously got a really nice community. So they didn't want to leave the village.
Yeah.
But their children had flown the nest, so they downsized the house and upsized the garden. Oh. And the amount of work needed.
Oh, wow. That's amazing to know that you're going to be going onto a completely flooded area.
Yes, to know that you're taking on really quite a handful.
I mean, she is the Beyonce of gardening.
She has
of gardening. Boshed it. She's a dude.
She is. Back to Frances wafting about the plants.
She is.
Pruning a beautiful rose.
Yeah, just before we talk about that, I want to say that she wafted past this area and I saw a tattoo on her arm. No. Did you see it?
Not lovely, sweet Frances.
I think tattoos can be for...
lovely and sweet?
Yeah, not just for
hooligans.
But she had what looked like an illuminati triangle on her arm.
What?
And I thought, I looked it up, and I have 4 possibilities that it could mean.
Surely it's not an illuminati triangle.
I do have a feeling
it's not
that we can
one.
eliminate the first 2. The first possibility is literally just a triangle, 3 straight sides and 3 angles. Very happy.
Thanks.
An angle. A triangle. Second, an emotional relationship involving a couple and a third person with whom one of them is also involved. I do not think it is that one.
Oh, sweet Pia, can't take you anywhere, can I?
No. Third possibility, she's part of a secret Illuminati agent organisation.
I just don't see that with Frances, but then you never know, do you?
Well, the fourth possibility I think is really gonna be it. It's a triangle, points upwards towards heaven, and it's meant to be a link between the earth and heaven. It's a symbol of kind of a link between the two.
That makes more sense.
I have a feeling that on a more serious note, it's probably that one.
I think on a more serious note, Sweet Pea, that it's that one. The other 3, I think we can just forget.
Eliminate. Yeah.
Back to the plants.
Back to the deadheading of the rose, which was gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. Did you get what type it was?
I did. I did a wee bit of Google imaging.
A wee bit
of Google imaging. And I found that it is the Lark's Ascending Rose. Beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous, wasn't it?
Stunning rose. I love that. I want to get that. It's a good English rose as well.
Very nice.
It's perfect for all of our gardens.
And then we went to jobs for the weekend.
Yes.
Net soft fruit, ventilate greenhouses, remove seed heads.
Yes. Oof, that last one's important. And then they were sitting down, Francis and Alison, with a nice cup of nettle tea.
Yes.
Both going, oh, this is lovely.
Oh, isn't this nice?
Isn't this nice?
Right then, your favourite plant?
Oh, well, my favourite plant was the peach rose, the lark's ascending, because I saw it many a time throughout the episode, and I thought, oh, I love that. That's perfect. That is the rose that I wanted on the shady terrace.
Right. Oh,
I wanted that kind of peachy tone.
But we got yellow.
But we got yellow and pink, which, they work together very well.
Works well.
Yeah. What's yours?
Mine was the Bridgewater clematis at Carol's Place.
Of course.
Loved that very, very, very much.
Very good point.
And your top takeaway?
Don't buy one, buy 10.
Oh no.
I loved that.
Oh no.
I have a feeling it's going to make me broke someday.
Suzette has got a lot to answer for.
A lot to answer for.
Mine was also from Carol's Place. And that is having different gardens for her different offspring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Gonna create
I think we should have a sweet pea garden.
I think so.
And we'll need to start planning what will go in that.
We should also make a Hobbs garden.
Oh.
Very important.
Hobbs
garden.
Oh my gosh, lots to talk about.
Lots to talk about. A lot of blueprints.
Also, a little honourable mention would be growing apricots in North Yorkshire. Very, very impressive, Wendy. We're extremely impressed with that.
Okay, and also top takeaway, honourable mention, hoovering outside.
Oh God, hoovering outside.
Also, Suzette,
sweetie,
you've boshed it.
Hoover your bedroom, okay? And then think about hoovering the garden.
Oh no.
Next week.
Okay, yeah, what we've got.
First thing, it'll be on a day earlier than normal. It's on Thursday next week.
Okay.
So
do not miss it then.
That is, so on Thursday evening, because Glastonbury Live is being shown on BBC Two.
Glastonbury.
Yeah, so that'll be on the Friday.
Oh, I need to watch that.
So if you tune in for, I mean, slightly different vibe.
What?
As well to Glastonbury Live.
I like both.
Anywho.
I like both just as much.
Longmeadow is exploding with summer colour, and Monty is adding even more interest with a host of pretty perennials. He's potting up scented pelargoniums for their fragrance, and in the vegetable garden, the garlic and potatoes are ready to harvest.
Ooh.
Toby Buckland, we haven't seen him for a while.
He's back.
Visits Stockton Bury Gardens in Herefordshire, a horticultural gem that's steeped in history, and meets the owner who takes huge pride in his work. Sue Kent is in her Welsh garden for a midsummer treat. The roses are in full bloom, tomatoes are ripening, and her annuals are at their very best. There's also a self-confessed fern fanatic whose back garden in Swindon is filled with them.
Oh, this can be interesting.
And there's a lady with a garden overlooking Lyme Bay who is making the most of the microclimate to grow a range of beautiful and exotic plants.
Ooh,
that'd be an interesting one.
That is going to be very fun. I'm looking forward to the ferns.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in ferns.
So that's next week.
Great.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yes, and of course, if you want to ask any questions, got any feedback or comments, or just nice things to say, because everybody's nice,
you can contact us through the website. We have a contacts page.
Yeah.
Or through our email address, which is notjustagarden@outlook.com.
Yes, exactly. Or on Instagram.
But also a reminder that we've updated our website, so if you want to get the links to any of the things we've talked about, then go into our website, onto the recaps page, click on the recap you want to find out more about, and you can find all the bits and bobs in there. And can I also just pop in there that we do have the Patreon page if you want to have a look at that. There are some very cool things going on in that area. Quite right, Sweet Pea. Good plug. So I think that's us for today. I think so. We shall see you next week. Remember, Gardeners' World's on Thursday. Do not forget that, or we're going to have a lot of sad people. Or be disappointed. Yep. Bye-bye, Sweet Pea. Bye, Mummy Bear.